So yeah, hi, I'm Vivek. So I'll be presenting the tool named Recoin, which is a short form for relative completeness. So this was a work done in at University of Bolzano like 3-4 years back, and yeah, the okay, regarding the knowledge bases like Wikidata, we know that we can store like lots of information in them, especially in we store them in kind of triples. Whereas an example is like Obama has a pet Bo, or Trump has a pseudonym John Miller, something like that. But for projects like Wikidata, for data curation purposes, we need to identify which kinds of entities lack information, or which kind of entities contain all the relevant information that they can that they can that can be present about them. So towards identifying this, we worked on this project, and the main goal is to answer like how to assess if a knowledge base covers all the information of an entity, or given an entity, if we can say how complete is a given entity, so the a data curator can decide to work on the more important ones, meaning the ones that lack information in them. Yeah, an example is like if you take the Wikidata page of Antoine Griezmann, and what can we say about the properties present for Antoine Griezmann? Does it contain all the information, or how much information is present in his Wikidata page? Or given two persons like Tim Berners-Lee and Windsurf, which page should I focus on for data curation? So these are some motivations for this work. And towards this, we present a tool named Recoin. So what it does is it tries to capture the recall of all properties comparing it them with the all other similar entities. And how we go about this is we have like two steps. The first is to compute the similar entities for a given entity. So given an entity like Antoine Griezmann, we consider all the similar entities that are to Antoine Griezmann, and we filter them as S prime here. And then based on those similar entities, we compute a score for Antoine Griezmann, saying how complete he is compared to all other similar entities that we found. And this results us in a relative completeness score. More information on these technical aspects of how we do similarity and how we do score or published as a paper. So for the technical details, it can be referred to the paper. And for our work, we just don't define the absolute number of completeness. Instead, we split them into 5 levels for easier identification in Wikidata page. So we have them as a level from 1 to 5, indicating least to most. And this tool is also integrated in Wikidata as a property suggester tool. So what this does is when the user goes to an Wikidata page, it shows what are the most pressing properties that are missing for that page, and the user can decide to add a particular property based on that. So this is an example for a page. This is especially for Antoine Griezmann. So if the user goes to Antoine Griezmann, here you can find an indicator which shows how complete the page is. It has like 5 color codes based on the levels. Here I think it's in level 4. And then at the top of the page, when the Recoin tool is enabled, we also show the properties that are missing for this particular entity. So for Antoine Griezmann, when this screenshot was taken, he was missing the family name, or what kind of languages that speak, or which leagues he plays for, where his education was at, those kinds of entities. So here, we believe this is useful for data curators uh, to add more information to, or to contribute more information to Wikidata. And this will again help us to differentiate or to identify entities where our focus should be, rather than focusing on entities where it already contains more information. And the answer to the previous one is Tim Berners-Lee had 95% relative complete compared to Windsurf, whose page was 80% complete according to Recoin. Yeah, so how to access this tool in Wikidata? First, for any Wikidata user, they can use it as a gadget. So if you could just go to the preferences and under gadgets, you will find Recoin, which you can enable it. And after it's enabled, any page, any Wikidata page that you move through, you will find Recoin tool populating the properties at the top of the page. So that's automatic. In the default version, what we did is we removed suggesting all the ID properties, all the identifiers for the entity. This was taken mainly because uh, there were lots of identifiers which where most of the entities were missing, and they were not all that important compared to the main properties. So just to keep the property suggested tool neat and clean, we removed the IDs of identifiers from the property suggested tool. But if the user requires it for some other purposes, they can enable it as a JavaScript from their own profile page. So this is a script they can use in their profile page to enable it. And we also have this property suggested tool provided by Recoin as API. So if anyone wants to use the information or pull out some entities for a large batch of entity IDs, they can do so using the Wikidata APIs, which are available in the Recoin description page. And some further readings, if you're more interested in Recoin, is we have a paper at Wiki Workshop named Recoin Relative Completeness, and there is a Recoin plugin page in Wikidata. I will guide through you quickly to what it contains. So yeah, here you will find the installation on how to install Recoin for your Wikidata profile, and also the APIs, how one can access the APIs for one can use the APIs to access these information. And the last part is that this tool, since it depends on the similar entities, we frequently update the backend database to keep the information provided by the property suggested tool up to date. Sometimes it may be out of date, but we try our best to keep it up to date. Yeah, so I can show you for an example like Windsurf. If you just go to a page and have Wikidata enabled, you can find the Recoin populating here. So, and you can just add some information and publish it to Wikidata if you're ready. So yeah, that's from me.